here we'll find the magnetic field intensity due to a current carrying straight conductor. So let me consider a current carrying conductor like this. Okay. So over here, we'll try to find out the magnetic field intensity due to this current carrying conductor at a point P, which is at a distance, suppose x from this. And the current over here flowing is suppose I. So what I do, first of all, I just take a small strip over here or a current element over here and let the current element suppose be Mn. And this point I take it as suppose O. I have taken this point N at a distance of L from here. If this is at a distance of L, so over here, this distance will be equals to dl suppose. That means the distance between O and N is L and distance between O and M is N plus dl. And the distance between this and this, that means the distance between N and P is suppose R. This line R subtends an angle phi over here, and let this angle be theta. So let this angle be theta over here. And this distance I have already taken as L. So if this subtends an angle phi over here, therefore if I try to join this line, that is M and P, this will subtend an angle of suppose d phi. This will subtend an angle d phi. So let me use the Biot-Savart law now, and using Biot-Savart law, if I try to use this, so I'll get magnetic field intensity at the point P, that is equals to mu by 4 pi I dl sine theta. Okay, mu by 4 pi I dl sine theta divided by this I have taken as R, so this divided by R square. Now children, this is 90 degree. So what is in the triangle MOP? If I consider the triangle MOP, so in triangle MOP, some important outcomes will get. We have to consider that. This angle I have taken as phi. So I can obviously write that tan phi is equals to ON divided by tan phi equals to ON divided by OP. Tan phi equals to ON is L, and OP is equals to X, that is the distance I have already taken. So children, what can I write? I can write L is equals to X tan phi. Now if I differentiate, what shall I get? I will get dl equal to X into sec square phi d phi. So this is equals to your dl. So dl equals to X sec square phi. Now children, I consider once again this triangle which I was considering, that is triangle. So this was my equation, suppose 1, and this whatever I have got over here dl, this is equation 2 again, and in triangle OPN I can also write theta plus phi equal to 90 degree, because this is theta plus phi plus 90 is equals to 180. So this is a right angle triangle. So from here I can write that theta is equals to 90 minus phi. And moreover, another very, very important and interesting outcome we get, cos phi is equal to X divided by R. So therefore R equal to X upon cos phi. So children, what we have got? We have got R equals to X by cos phi. We have got 1, this is equation 1. Suppose this is 2, this is your 3, and this is your 4. So what I will do now, I will replace this dl over here. This dl I will replace over here. I will replace this theta over here, and I will replace this r over here. So from 2, 3, 4 equation, we'll replace the values in equation 1. So what shall we get, children? Let me just turn the page. So it will be again, once again I'm writing dB is equals to, we have already been mu I dl sine theta divided by 4 pi r square. So in case of this, so we'll replace first of all dl. I have already told you that dl was what? dl was x sec square phi. So I write over here once again x sec square phi d phi. And what was r, children? R was x by cos phi. And what was theta? Theta I told you that was equals to 90 minus phi. So therefore sine of theta will be equals to sine of 90 minus phi. So that will be equals to how much? That will be equals to cos phi. So I'll replace this sine theta by cos phi. So one by one I will replace over here. So I'll get dB is equals to mu I, instead of dl I will write x sec square phi d phi, and instead of this sine theta I will replace by cos phi, and divided by, instead of this r square I will replace by x square by cos square. So this will be something like this. Okay, so over here I will get, this is x and x square will get cancelled. So this cos square phi will go to the numerator. So we'll be having dB is equals to mu I, and this is 1 by cos square phi. So this is sec square phi into cos square phi into cos phi into d phi divided by 4 pi x. So what will happen? So sec square phi cos square phi will get cancelled. So dB is equals to mu I cos phi d phi by 4 pi x. So this is your dB. Am I clear to everybody? So dB is equals to mu I cos phi d phi by 4 pi x. So this is my final term. So in order to find out the magnetic field or total magnetic field of the given straight conductor, what should we do? We should integrate. So I just move on to the next page. So what I have got dB is equals to mu I cos phi d phi divided by 4 pi x. Now children, think of a conductor like this that we are discussing before. So this was the conductor, and this is at a distance of x we want to find out over here. So this is our point P and this is our distance x. So what can we do? We can just, this is the upper part of the wire and this is the lower part of the wire, and the upper part of the wire suppose is making an angle phi 1, and lower part of the wire is suppose making an angle, subtending an angle phi 2 over here, and this distance I told you already is x. So what I will do? I will do b mu I by 4 pi x integration cos phi d phi within limit phi 2 to phi 1. Am I clear to everybody? So phi 2 to phi 1. So if I do that, so b is equals to therefore mu I by 4 pi x, and integration of cos phi is how much, children? You know that very well. That is sine phi within limit phi 2. But one thing you have to understand, children, since we are taking this as our line of reference, so this I am taking phi 2. So it is actually below the line of reference. So I should must put a minus over here. So it will be minus phi 2 and this will be phi 1. Why this is positive? Because this is above the reference axis, this is below the reference axis. So one I am taking at minus and the other I am taking as plus. So B is equals to therefore mu I by 4 pi x. So this will be equals to how much, children? This will be equal to sine of phi 1 minus of sine of minus phi 2. So what it will be now? So therefore, you know that sine of minus phi 2 is how much? So sine of minus phi 2 is over here, that is equals to, so I'll write B is equals to, therefore, mu I by 4 pi x bracket. So this will be sine of phi 1 minus of minus, this will become plus, so plus sine of phi 2. So this is the magnetic field for a finitely long current carrying conductor. So the formula is magnetic field is equals to, you have seen, I write once again so that you understand better, mu I by 4 pi x bracket sine of the angle subtended in the upper part plus sine of angle subtended in the lower part, by the lower part. So that is equals to mu I by 4 pi x sine of phi 1 plus sine of phi 2. So this is the answer. Now one thing I like to tell you, this is for a finite wire I have taken. Now suppose the wire was infinite. If the wire was infinite wire. So if the wire was infinite, then children, phi 1 was equal to phi 2 is equal to 90 degree. So that is equals to, magnetic field is equals to mu I by 4 pi x sine of 90 degree plus sine of 90 degree. So this will be equals to sine 90 plus sine 90 will be equal to 1 plus 1, that is 2. So that is equals to mu I by 4 pi x 1 plus 1 is 2. So we'll be just writing 2 mu I 4 pi x. So these and this will get cancelled. So B is equals to mu I by 2 pi x. So this is the magnetic field intensity for an infinitely long current carrying conductor. So very, very important, one thing I like to tell you before I end. So over here, suppose this is a conductor. Okay, children. Suppose this is the conductor. Try to understand. This is the conductor. Now suppose if you are having of any point P over here, then the magnetic field of at this point P due to the current carrying conductor, provided the current carrying conductor and the point are lying in the same straight line, here it will be 0. And similarly, suppose if you have another current carrying conductor like this, and here you want to find out the magnetic field at the point P over here, which is actually lying some at this point over here, this is point P, and the other part of the conductor is suppose subtending an angle phi over phi 1 over here, then magnetic field B will be equals to, and this distance is suppose x, so this will be mu I by 4 pi x, this will be mu I by 4 pi x bracket, so the angle will be sine 0 plus sine phi 1. So ultimately the value will be, therefore magnetic field will be equal to mu I by 4 pi x sine of phi 1. So these are all the cases I have discussed in this concept of current carrying straight conductor. If this point is lying on the line, so B equal to 0. If this point is lying, one point is lying and at a straight line at a distance of x from any one of the end, so that end magnetic field due to that end will be 0. The other end, whatever the angle subtended, that angle will be taken into consideration. And in this case, this is for an infinitely long current carrying conductor, mu I by 2 pi x, and this is for a finitely long current carrying conductor whose one end is subtending an angle phi 1 and the other end is subtending an angle phi 2. So this is the total concept of magnetic field intensity due to a current carrying straight conductor.